Hello, I'm Megs Reynolds, the Executive Director of the Do MoreAgriculture Foundation. We are the national voice and champion for mental health in Canadian agriculture. And joining me is Marcus. Marcus, I'm going to let you introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Marcus. I'm a farmer from Germany, from the northwestern part of Germany, very close to the border of the Netherlands. In our area, there's a lot of livestock farming, so we livestock farmer too and crop farmer. We have fattening pigs, and the most of our crops is winter crops like winter barley, winter wheat, winter canola, and summer crop is corn. So that's a typical farm in our area.
Thank you for sharing about farming in your area and for joining us today. Our topic for conversation is burnout, and that's a pretty important topic to talk about in agriculture. What do you think has caused you just on farm and with your life to feel burnt out in the past?
I think in the farming community, burnout is like a little bit like a taboo. So nobody talks about that. You work all the day on your farm, so that's normal for us. Work 7 days a week. So in the harvest time, a lot of hours every day, and that's 7 days a week. So and the farms get bigger and bigger. We get more and more things that we had to write on to for the government and so on. So there's not only farming. So that's the farmers a lot of time. The job is sitting in the office on documentation, and I think so that's for a lot of farmers, it's too much. It's too much work. You have not a lot of time to spend for yourself. So you spend time with the family, but not for yourself. So I think that's a little bit the problem in the agriculture community. So what I see from my opinion. For me, so I'm 2 years or 3 years ago, I get problems with burnout, with mental health. And at the beginning, for me, it was a problem to how can I say? So at the beginning for me it was a problem to say, okay, you have a problem with mental health, you have a problem with burnout, and you need help. So that was for me what the first. It was a problem. What was a problem? Yes. So because you had to be strong, you had to work, but my family and a few very good friends talk to me and say, okay, Marcus, you only work for an evening for a meeting with friends. You have no time. Half an hour in front of that, you call, it's okay, no, you had to do this and that on the farm. I'm not ready. I'm coming later. And 2 hours later, I'm calling, no, I'm coming not. It's, I hope it makes next days, so that I'm only working on the farm, not time for friends and spending time for me. So and then it becomes more and more a problem.
Yeah, very much a buildup of everything, and not taking that time, and everything just getting more challenging and kind of more weight on you.
Yeah. So you work only on the farm, you work only on the topics on your farm, you will make everything that's on the farm is right, and you spend no time. For a few weeks, it's no problem, you can do that. But not for more and more months or years. So that's a problem. So, and for me, I'm beginning, okay, I'm see, okay, this is work in this table. So on the fields, it must be ready now. I do that work, but the work in the office, it's not fun. So you say, okay, we can do that next week. And you had to do more and more about that. So, and yeah, for me, it was a problem to say, okay, I have a problem with that. And yeah, one day, friends and my mother and my wife say, okay, Marcus, you need help. You need help. So it's could be dangerous at the moment what you do. So, and yeah, that was the reason why I go to the doctor. And the doctor say, okay, the best thing you have to do, and the first step was come to me and talk about that. That's okay. That's totally okay that you have a problem with mental health, and we can work on that. It's no problem. So that's I get a place in the hospital for a few weeks. So I'd go totally out of the farm of my normal work, and yeah, do a lot of sports there. Yeah.
Just disconnect fully from the farm and the main stressors that were going on.
Yeah. Totally different things. So without my phone, only a little bit texting, so like with you in the night when you're thinking about that. So it was for the first days. It was a little bit problem thinking about that. Okay, what's happened? What's happened to the farm? What's happened to my family? What's the people talking about that? So you're thinking about that. So and in this time you learn how are good friends and how are not so good friends. So you learn how are very good friends and they stay and help you. So that for them they say, okay, let us now, when can we go to you? And we go at the evening. They took me from the hospital. We go to the next city, the bigger city, and spend their evening in the restaurant or in a bar. So, and that for me was, it was since a few years the first time I spent with friends, only with a few friends, in a restaurant.
Wow.
So that's yeah.
There's just a never-ending list with the farm, right? And it's so easy to get sucked into, I think we put that pressure on ourselves of our worth is connected to our work ethic and how we're working and if we're working and if we're getting those things crossed off the farm. And then when there's all these external pressures of government regulations that don't help farmers and trade issues and weather and price issues with, inputs, it's hard to not focus on those things and remove yourself from those thought processes when day in and day out, that's what you're dealing with.
Yeah. So, and it's not like a normal job. You are staying on the farm, and so that when you in the evening go to the house and after having lunch with the family, you're thinking about the farm. Okay, we had to do that, and I had thinking about that. Okay, a little bit later at 10 or so, I can go with the iPad or with a laptop and making some documentation, the rest. And so, yeah, there is no time for yourself, so that you say, okay, now I had to do other stuff. So I think that's a main problem. That you are as a farmer, it's not like a 9-to-5 job, so that you can say, okay, no, that was a job, and now have time for me and the family. You're working every time, on thinking every time on the farm, and it begins with a little bit problems, and then it's like more and more and more and more, and it goes immer faster.
Mm-hmm.
So and when you you must find the point, step out of that.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is it don't work by yourself. You need help.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to ask for help. So that was the first thing with the doctor from the hospital. He made a phone call with him and talk about that. And at the end, I say, okay, I need help.
Mm-hmm.
We say, okay, right. You are at the moment, it's your right decision, and now you get the help from me.
Mm-hmm. Did it get easier
But
after you were able to say, and with the support of your friends and family, that you kind of hit that wall and that you needed help? Was it easier after that point?
Yeah, that was easier. And after a few days, it was the weeks in front of that. It was like a dust. When you're thinking about so many things, and it was like a dust. And after the first weeks, or the first week and the first days in the hospital, it comes more and more down. It comes more and more clear.
Mm-hmm.
Because you learn skills. That's for me. So that the skills is for every person. It's other skills. So for someone, it's playing football, for the next baseball, and for the next making tours or so on. So for me, it was driving with a bike, with a bicycle.
Mm.
So that's great in our area, the Münsterland. We have a lot of race for the bike, and Münster. You had to the chance that you were hit by a bike than by a car. More than by a bike than by a car. So that's in our area, it's very popular. So for me, the doctor says, okay, you must find something for you. And that was for me, it's the first step. Okay, I can do with the family this. No.
Right.
You must find something for you.
Mm-hmm.
Not with a family or with friends. That's a topic.
Mm-hmm.
But you must find something only for you.
That's a really important thing.
Yeah. So that at the first days, I don't understand that why he talks about that.
Did you feel guilty?
Yeah.
Trying to find something for you and not that you would do with your family?
Yeah. So that's for me. It was a problem. Doing something without the family, only for me. That's not. Yes, you need that. So if you make the farm and then the family, we see us in 1 year again here in the hospital, and I'm saying, okay, I'm thinking about that, and that was the reason why the next weeks, next week, my wife brings me my bike. I'm starting every day. So not the same time. So that's for me. It makes easy. Sometimes I make it at the morning. Sometimes at the evening. Doing around an hour with the bike, only with a little bit music on the ears and without the phone. Shut off the phone and make a bike tour only for me. For coming down, for having fun. So yeah, in the when it's bad weather, it's not every day, but it helps me to calm down, to break ground with a normal run on the farm, so that I'm not go into this spiral, this running. So that's my skill to prevent me for a next burnout. And
So it's looking at ways to create time just for you to de-stress, process, and that could involve physical activity and endorphins. And then you still have family time. And it sounds like also making time for friends. So having that community and that interaction and being around people you can talk to and that understand what you're going through with some of the challenges on farm. And then building a routine around that so that I don't know if balance is the right word. I struggle with the word balance I feel we choose what balls we want to keep in the air, and that changes depending on the day and the week, and then we use our team around us. But um, creating that so that you can monitor and tap into yourself and know what's going on, and when things are getting harder or more overwhelming, to go back to those different tools that you know and to make time for yourself and do something that helps you process and de-stress.
yes, everybody talks about this life work balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, I don't like that. Yeah, that's, and I think you must found it for yourself. What's you're comfortable with that, and so that's for me. It was great. So that we for 8 weeks ago we went to the Farm Progress Show with a few friends, organized a tour. It was so much fun, meeting so much people from all over the world there. It was great. So that's for me, time with friends, spending there. Yeah, you had a stressful day or a stressful week because we drove so many kilometers, and the flight to the US and so on. But it's positive. It's positive stress for me. I
Right.
think what's it. So
That's a good point.
it makes fun. It's not a normal way on the farm, and you must learn to step out of the farm, to say, okay, I'm not there, but my crew, my
Yes.
dad, and they makes it right. It's no problem. Not on the farm. It works. So and when you're at that point, and you must make clear that this point is in the next years at the same, so that you not go out of the point, so that you come that you not go in this struggle again. So for me is this like a mixture. You must find your own mixture about that with hard working times. So that's is like a farmer, and you with harvest times, that's hard working time. It's the same as in seeding times. It's long days. And that's no problem when you find for your skills to come down and to make clear that after that you have a fun week or a week what's for you, for yourself the right way. So that was the thing from the doctor. You must find your own way for that.
And that builds resiliency, right? So then you can do those stretches, whether it's seeding or harvest or calving, where you are sacrificing some of those things that you would normally try to work into your week for that, self-care piece. But because you're making sure you're prioritizing that outside of those busy periods, you're able to get through those periods without having a huge drop in just how you're able to cope and feel. And I think that's important. And when you started talking and sharing your story at the beginning, and you talked about being removed to the farm or from the farm, I think that was so powerful for you because you got to see that the farm was okay, right? You were off farm and you were removed, but the farm was okay. And I think that's something that we have a hard time letting control of. But understanding that our team can do that and that we can take time off farm, and that it's important to take time off farm, especially when, like you already said, you're living and working at the same place, right? It's important to be able to remove yourself from that spot.
Yeah, that's at the moment, the kids have fall holidays in our area for 14 days. So this week, seeding, next week, we spend some holidays with the kids. So, and we go out of the farm, because when you stay on the farm, now you're not out of the farm.
Yeah. And you're not on holidays, you're still doing stuff.
Yeah. So we I don't know, we will go for a few days to the Netherlands and so on, in a house there, but we are not on the farm. And yeah, that's it was interesting that I must learn that. So that's it's at the beginning, when I go to the hospital. I think, okay, it's now the doctor gives me like a letter. So that's step 1, 2, 3. So that's your steps, and then it works. And the doctor says, no, that's not the way it works. You must find it by yourself. We help you with our team, but you must find your own way you must find your own way, your own skills to prevent you for the next mental health problems. If we give you like a plan with step 1, 2, 3, we will see us in a few weeks ago.
Right.
So it doesn't work. So that's and especially for you as a farmer. It works like in the time where it's not so much work, but in the harvest times, no, it doesn't work. You forgot that. And yeah. Now I could say, yeah, he's right. He's right with that.
Yeah.
I had to found my own skills for going out of that. And yeah. After I'm back from the hospital, yeah, it was for me easier to talk about that. To talk about, okay, I'm struggling with mental health. I have problems with that. I have a burnout syndrome, and now I get the help that I need, and now it works for me. So that's yeah. So that's yeah, and it was interesting. 2 weeks in the hospital.
Right.
For Mia, it was for my little girl. It was a problem. That was the biggest problem. So that's in the first weekend. You stay there. You can go not to your farm. Can go to the city, but not to your to your normal house, to your normal living. And after 14 days, you can, the half day, but sleeping there, go to your home, meeting with a friend, family. And for me, for my daughter, it was a problem. It's the evening when I go, Betty, you must stay here now. Go, please stay here. For her, it was hard for me. Her tears and so on. But that's the other side, okay, and say, okay, it's hard, but it's better, or it's great. I have to do that, and find my skills about that for preventing me for the next burnout. Then what would really happen when I don't get the help at that point? So that's you all know
it doesn't
that,
it doesn't just affect you, it affects your family, your kids, and the people you're working with. And you already said it before, it can become unsafe, right? And even just for that piece, like that, I think that I know that it's hard to reach out and to say I need help, but if maybe we can try to focus on those pieces and the people that are around us that we love that might be affected, that maybe makes it a little bit easier.
And in my, it's a point when I go to the hospital, it was it was an early time. So I think when a few weeks later, so it was a good time for that. So that's yeah. In the time when you are in the hospital, you talk with the doctors, and you're thinking about that, and yeah, it comes more and more clear to me. Okay, what could be happened next? And well, it was so great that friends and the family says, okay, you need help, you have a problem. So that's yeah, I'm so happy about that. That and now I can talk about that without problems. So in the first week at the hospital, yeah, was a little bit for me a problem. The first day not, but the second and the third day it was hard. It was very hard to stay there and say, okay, I have a problem and I need the help. And yes, I have a problem with burnout. It was too much work. It was too much for me. So that's talking about that. It was not easy in the first days, but and when you're more and more thinking about that, and yeah, make with your skills, yeah, like a little day holiday. So it comes more and more easier to talk about that, to talk about with the doctors, and to talk about with other people, and talk with other farmers, and says to other farmers friends, hey, please look at you.
Yeah,
I think you could be the same problem as I last year. So, and yeah, so that's, I think we have to talk more about that, and say, yes, it's no problem. It's not a problem that you're not okay at the moment. So that's too much, and too much work for you, and that you need help. No, it's not a problem to say, okay, I need help for that, going out of this. And yeah, it was interesting to see for me how the people around me talk about that. For a few, it is a problem that someone like a farmer has mental health, and they say, okay, Marcus, what's that? You are a big man. You are working, and you don't looking like that. No, you can see that. That's yeah. That's inside. That's in the brain. You can see someone that he has mental health problems. I think when you see it outside, then it's too late. So it was interesting to see if you asking and say, okay, well, and how do we work with that, and make it clear that it's not happened again. And a few others know that for them it's a taboo. It's taboo for agriculture community or for farmer to getting mental health. Mental health is no, it's no problem.
We all have it. We all have challenges,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
We may not all be diagnosed with a mental illness at some point, but we're all going to have challenges with our mental health, and we will be such a healthier industry when we're able to get past that stigma piece and have conversations openly about it, and acknowledge that at times we all do need help, even if that's just reaching out to a good friend to have a conversation.
Yeah, that's now it's interesting to see when after a stressful day, a good friend stop by me and say, okay, let us have a beer and talk about the day and what's happened. And 3 years ago or 2 years ago, I had said, okay, no, I have no time,
Right.
no chance. Now I said, okay, yes, let us do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not only for me; it's for him the same. It's great for both of us. So yeah, but you must learn that.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you're thinking it's now at this time. It's not funny, or what's a little bit funny, but you must learn to have fun. To
Right.
say, okay, it was a hard work, but
Mm-hmm.
we can the rest tomorrow, and now we had fun. We drink a beer with a friend and talking a little bit. And then we do tomorrow morning, we start early in the day, but now it's okay for this day.
Mm-hmm.
Learning that again, to do that was not easy.
Mm-hmm.
It was not easy the first days. And in the harvest time at very busy days, it could be that in the evening I say, no, I have no time. And a few moments later, I'm thinking about that, and okay, no, we had the time. We had to do that. So that's so when you go out of the hospital, it's not so you're okay, but it's not totally clear that you can get back with mental health problems. So you have to work on you every day and take care of you. But I think it makes easier because the family and the friends know about that. I talk about that and why the reason is why I go at the morning with a bike alone, make a tour. So, and for them, okay, they're asking, okay, the last days I've seen you with a bike. It's okay. Everything is okay. Yeah, it's very hard, very busy days. Okay, take care of you. So that's, you must look by yourself for you and make sure that you found the time for having time only for you. So that's I had to learn that.
Is that the biggest advice you give to your friends in agriculture, is that they need to find the time for them and to prioritize that and to find something that, like you found cycling, but find something that works for them to have as a healthy them time?
Yeah. Make clear that you have time for yourself and learn that spending the time with a family is not spending time for yourself.
Yes.
Make things only for yourself, and you must find the right thing for yourself. So that's it's not for everyone. So for a good friend, it's hunting. So he goes outside and a little bit hunting. Spend the time in the nature for him. That's for him. It's time for himself. So that's the one. And the other thing, okay, when you see the family say something, asking for help. So if you don't, so that's, I think that's a problem when I talk to someone who is okay and say, okay, you need time for yourself. Make clear that you spend every week a few days with a few time spots only for yourself. It works. But is there someone who have more and more problems with mental health because he's struggling a little bit and he goes more and more, and so you come into this. You must find a break for stepping out of that. And when you talk to someone like that, and someone like him, and say, okay, you need time for him, he don't understand that.
Yeah.
So that's, he must ask for help. So that's, you can talk with him a little bit, maybe with the family, so that someone says him, okay, you have a problem. But the first step is that you by your own see the problem, and you must ask for help.
Yeah.
And,
as friends and family, we can say, we've noticed this. Is something going on? Can we talk about it? But we can't tell someone you need help.
You need help. No.
I mean, we can, but
no.
until they're ready to realize or see what's going on and understand and at that place to say, I need help. It's we can only let people know that we're there and support. Yeah, you're right. It's very hard.
Yeah, talking about that. It helps to talk with someone. So that's, for me, was the same. Friends, talking with friends and with family, and say, okay, you're not okay. So that's, then I can by myself, the help of the family and friends, say, okay, yes, I need help. And I need help from a doctor, from a professional, not from friends or from family. No, at that moment, I need help from a doctor. So when you are at that moment and you make this step for asking for help from a doctor or getting the help, then it will be good.
Well, Marcus, thank you so much for sharing your story and for getting help and for reaching out. And I'm very happy that you were able to come on and talk to us today, because your story is common in our industry, right? But we don't have enough people talking about it or getting to the place where they're reaching out for help like you did. So thank you so much for sharing with us today.
No problem. I hope that the connection was good enough and that more English was good enough for that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's good. Thank you.
I'm not a native speaker. I'm only a German man.
No,
a German farmer.
You've done good. Thank you very much. If anyone's looking for additional information, they can head to our website at domore.ag, and there are mental health resources there as well.